Hi, you guys. It's Lisa coming at you with my 2 month check-in, post-surgery check-in. I had the gastric sleeve done 2 months ago on the 20th, and I just wanted to give you my 2 months update and let you know what I've been doing and how things are going along for me. And not going along for me. But anyway, my name is Lisa and my channel is called Body Rock. I chose the name Body Rock just because I'm getting older. As some of you guys already know, I'm getting close to 50, and I just feel like I want to rock it at 50. I want to rock everything about it. The way I look, the way I feel, my health, my spirit, I just want to rock life, so that's why I chose the name Body Rock by Lisa. And my starting weight the day of surgery was 225 pounds. My current weight, I am down to 190 as of this morning. My starting dress size was a size 16, and my current weight is a size 12. My current dress size is a size 12. Give or take, some things I can get in a little smaller, some things are a little tighter, I guess, but average is about a 12 now. And you guys, I know some people, even some of my family and friends, say you didn't need surgery, you weren't that big. But you guys, I was that big. My BMI was 38 point something. I'm only 5'2", 5'3", and I was 225 pounds. My highest weight ever have been about 248 pounds. My blood pressure was off the charts to the point, you guys, where one time they had me in emergency and they couldn't believe I was alive. They couldn't believe I drove myself to the hospital. I was having nosebleeds. I get what is called vertigo from blood pressure being out of whack, where you just totally off balance. You have horrible headaches. And when I tell you vertigo is nothing to play with, it sounds funny because you're dizzy and off balance. But I mean, I literally would walk into doors because I would think they were not over as far as I thought they were, further over than they actually were. And I actually ran into the edge of the door. I had some serious health issues going on. And that was my first concern. And my mother passed away in her latter 40s. And, I wanted to take control of my life. The Lord has blessed me to get this far. And, I need to do what I need to do to take care of the rest. And I've struggled with my weight for years. I go up and down, I lose weight. I've taken, I've said before, I've taken diet pills, everything, trying to maintain weight loss. And this yo-yo dieting is just as bad for you as, being obese. So, and I'm what they literally call, I hate to admit it, but I was actually considered obese from my BMI. A 38% BMI is obese, you guys. So, yeah, I needed to do it. For whatever reason, I'm built kind of stocky and solid. So where I might have my highest, not my highest, but at the time of surgery, my dress size was a 16, 14, 16, somewhere in there, mostly 16, you guys, if I'm being honest with myself. A lot of people wouldn't think that was that bad. I'm from, of course, I'm African American, so in the African American community, a lot of men like thick women, so 14, 16 is considered thick. But health-wise, I know it wasn't right for me. It was too much weight. I was tired. My skin was stretching out. I was getting stretch marks all over the place in my arms. You can still see them. And all the other things that go along with being overweight. So I was pretty heavy for my height and, my bone structure. But anyway, enough about that. Today, I just want to kind of talk to you guys about where I'm at in month 2 what's going on with me, how it feels from my point of view, my eating habits, my workout habits, that type of stuff for anybody on here contemplating having, the sleeve or bypass or lap band or the switch. You guys, it's not something to take lightly. And even though I took it very seriously and I did a lot of research, and my boyfriend is in medical school, so he did research for me, and he was really kind of not feeling it. But he said, make the best decision possible, and I had to make it for myself. And so he understood that and supported that. I still, even with all that, you guys, I still did not do enough research. I didn't do enough as in long-term effects, long-term how you feel. I don't think I looked at enough videos of people, 6 months out, 9 months out, a year out, 2 years out to see how it is. Or if I did, because I looked at hundreds of videos, I didn't see people talking about it enough. So if I could ask any of the viewers out here that had the surgery long term, if you guys can kind of give us more information of stuff like, how long could you not eat and drink at the same time? Or is that something that's lifelong? How long did you have acid reflux? Those type of things. What month were you in? What year were you in? Did it start subsiding? Were you always taking acid reflux pills like Zantac and Prilosec and Tums and Gastric and all of that type of stuff? Were you able to start eating back some of the things that you stopped eating when your tummy was too little? Those are the things I really like to know now, because those are the things that I'm struggling with now. Let's see, you guys, as far as, I'm going to get back to what I'm eating here in a minute, because today I'd really like to talk about protein shakes. I'm working out about 5 to 6 days a week. Sometimes I don't get that many days in. I might only get 3 in because I'm not feeling that good. And that happens quite often, you guys. My energy level gets very low when I try to work out and then work a full day at work. So it's kind of hard to push myself. Thank God, I do work from home. So when I'm having one of those days, I can go lay down on the couch or go get in my bed and just call it a day. Can't do that too often, you guys, because I'm self-employed and I don't work, I don't eat. So I still have to push myself as if the boss is watching me. But I'm just fortunate enough to be able to take off a little bit more than normal and not, have to worry about sick time or something like that. So, and you guys, the ones who are feeling it, believe me, I identify with you, because my daughter has had the surgery and she works a full-time regular job, and so it's a struggle for her. So believe me, I understand where you guys are at, and I know that sometimes we're just zapped of energy, motivation, in pain, nauseated, frustrated, and depressed. You guys, for anyone thinking about this surgery, believe me, you can have some of that, all of that, and I'm sure it's a few of you out there that have none of that. And you guys are so blessed and lucky not to experience any of those type of symptoms or things going on, because I have all of them, from time to time on any given day. So anyway, like I said, as long as I'm feeling good, I'm working out 5 to 6 days a week. I do about 30 minutes of cardio running because I want to, by the end of the year, November, be able to run a 5K, because I actually started training running back in November of last year before I had the surgery, because my boyfriend runs. He's an avid runner, and last year I just wanted to run with him. I wanted to be able to keep up with him. But up until I had the surgery, you guys, honestly, this girl right here, she could barely make 3 minutes, on a straight run. I could run for 3 minutes, walk for 2, run for 3, walk for 2. That's all I was doing up until about April. and I started in November, and I was trying to hit it a couple of days a week, and I just couldn't get past it. I was carrying too much weight. It was too hard. I'm asthmatic. Being outside with the weight, being asthmatic here in Texas, we have allergies big time. I couldn't do it. Well, since I've lost about 33 pounds now, you guys, all of a sudden the running is getting easier. So when I'm going to work out, my cardio is I use this app on my cell phone that's called 5K. Um, and so I do that. And right now I'm up to run 5 minutes, walk a minute and a half, run 5 minutes. So I'm pretty much running the whole 26 or 28 minutes now, because you get one little spurt in between each run, that you only get like a minute and a half rest time. And I believe my next week goes up even higher than that. Not looking forward to that, but I'm proud of myself for doing it. So hopefully by November of this year, it will be a year that I've committed to this running thing, and hopefully I can get to a 30-minute straight run, which will probably be about 2-3 miles, somewhere in there. Or I guess it's supposed to be a 5K. That's what, by November I'm supposed to be able to run a 5K, and I think that's 3 miles, but I have to make sure on that. Anyway, so my eating, I'm eating mostly high protein, trying to do a lot of lean meats, you guys. I've told you before, I'm not a big meat eater. I'm more of a raw vegetarian. But I have found that a lot of the fruits and vegetables are still not agreeing with my tummy. My mind likes it. My mouth likes it. But my little pouch doesn't like it. So I'm still kind of cutting back on the fruits and vegetables, but I have a couple of them that I love. Love to have the watermelon, especially here in the summer in the heat. Love it, love it, love it. I used to put that lemon chili sauce on it. I think most Spanish cultures or Hispanic cultures will use that on their fruits and vegetables, but I found out that definitely doesn't agree with my pouch. And I had to stop doing that. So now I just eat just the fruit by itself. And so I'll chop up a little bit of watermelon and have that for in between snack or sometimes a meal, because you guys know we can only eat just a little bit, so it actually becomes a meal. I have that, and I try to do a lot of lean protein meats. Chicken still doesn't agree with me. I just force myself to eat a little bit of it so I can get it in. Loving bison, buffalo right now. I go to Whole Foods Market and buy it, so it doesn't have any antibiotics or anything in it like that. And probably a big no-no for a lot of you guys is bacon. And then a lot of you guys I've heard love bacon. So, and I do too. That's one of the things in the morning that I can tolerate, and it still tastes good for me. A lot of times I'll eat something a couple of times, and after 3 or 4 times of eating it, I don't like it anymore. So I have to shelve that and come back to it in a couple of weeks or something. But I seem to lose my taste for food really quickly. Nothing tastes as good as it used to anymore, you guys. So, that might be a negative. And if that's something you got to think about before having the surgery, I definitely would, because there's nothing that tastes as good as it used to me anymore. I don't have cravings. If I think of a food that I want, I have a thought, or I see something on TV and I think I want it, I go get it. And most of the time I won't even eat it. So I'm learning that it's not really true cravings. I'm not craving. It's just induced thought patterns, and that's what advertising is, and it works. But it's not like it used to be. I can shrug it off, or like I said, once I taste it, I don't even want it. But that very rarely happens anyway. But anyway, so I'm eating the high proteins. Oh, lamb. I went to Whole Foods and got some lamb because I'm trying to find the other red meat, not just beef or something like that. The beef is too tough for me to eat right now anyway, unless I buy some really good top sirloin type of steak meat that's been ground up for hamburger, I can tolerate that a little bit. But if it's a less quality version of it, I can't do it. But anyway, other red meats are great, especially for getting B12. And then I'm like I said, I'm eating the fruits. And then the other thing I've added, that we've added is the protein shakes. And you guys, I'm just going to use a few minutes to talk to you about that. Protein shakes are not everybody's favorite. They're definitely not my favorite. And I've tried to create them and make them the best way I can so I can tolerate them and get them down. So some of the protein shakes I make, you guys, are coffee, chocolate, strawberry, raspberry, chocolate peanut butter cup, chocolate raspberry, banana, and blueberry. And I make these flavors on my own. And what I do is I use a non-flavored protein powder. Isoplus has one, and oh gosh, I think it's Way something. They have the other one. That's the one I just started on, and I actually like this one better because it doesn't have the smell that the Isoplus one has, and the flavor is a little milder too. So I use that, and then I use unflavored almond milk, which is only 30 calories. I use that one. I use a little bit of water to water it down because I find that with the almond milk and the protein is too thick for me. So I water it down just a tiny bit, and I use 2 to 3 cubes of ice, and then I use different type of flavoring. For my coffee, I use instant coffee. If you don't want the caffeine, use an instant decaf coffee. I add a little Splenda or stevia with that, blend it up, and then I put mine back in the refrigerator to sit for 15-20 minutes while I'm getting dressed to go work out or something and cleaning up, because I don't like the froth on the top. So once you let it sit a little bit, it'll separate the froth that come to the top, the drink will go to the bottom, and then I can either scoop the froth off or I can use a straw. Some people don't like to use straws because it adds too much air to their tummy, but so far I'm okay with that. For the chocolate, I use a chocolate sugar-free syrup, and then the Splenda stevia to sweeten it a little bit, and the ice cubes and the almond milk. For the strawberry, I actually use strawberry food flavoring, like cake flavoring that you would put in cake. I use just a little bit of that, and sometimes I'll put some actual real frozen strawberries in there. For the raspberries, I use the raspberry, I think it's called, I can't think of the name, but it's for the coffee, coffee flavoring like you see at Starbucks, the sugar-free flavoring they use. I use that. I buy it from Walmart. I think it's called Torini's or something like that, or Torani's. But I use that in their raspberry sugar-free flavor. I use that, and then again, if I want some fresh, real raspberries or frozen raspberries in there, I put that in there also. And then for the chocolate peanut butter cup, again, I use the chocolate sugar-free Hershey syrup. I use peanut butter cake flavoring. You can use real peanut butter, but I ate so much peanut butter my 6 weeks into my surgery that now I don't really care for peanut butter out of the jar anymore, I've noticed. So the peanut butter flavoring does better with me. And so I use that, and then I use the Splenda stevia for sweetness. And then the chocolate raspberry is the same, the chocolate and the raspberry syrup. And then for the banana, I have a banana cake flavoring that I use. And then I always keep a big bag of frozen bananas in my freezer. And so I add a half a banana or a little bit less than a half a banana to it for when I want a banana one. And you guys, you can take these and mix them up. Like you could do banana chocolate, banana peanut butter, banana raspberry. But these ingredients, they're interchangeable. Just follow your taste. And then for the blueberry, I haven't found any blueberry syrup yet, or food flavoring or cake flavoring. So I actually just buy blueberries or frozen blueberries, and I actually just use those, and then I put my my Splenda, my stevia in it, and I mix them up, you guys. And so that's what I've been using as my protein powder. I haven't gotten up to 2 drinks a day yet, but I do use a scoop and almost a scoop and a half of protein powder. So I go really heavy on the protein powder to try to get all my protein in instead of needing to drink 2 a day. Because even though these are awesome, they have the flavors. I have a nice variety where I can have a different one every day, you guys. They're still not the best tasting thing in the world to me. And my tummy, which I say I have a troll living inside my little pouch, and my troll, he comes out and he starts making noise when I start drinking these proteins, that gurgling, bubbling, kind of noise. So when he comes out, my tummy just doesn't feel great. So if I could go without drinking these, believe me, I would. But I know I physically cannot get enough protein in myself. I even tried Atkins bars and everything. I can't get enough protein in. And I have started experiencing hair loss around my edges. So I know I have to get that in. So I'm going to keep drinking them, you guys, and hopefully I can make a video. I'm so lazy with videos, you guys, and I'm very, I don't know if you call it shy or with a little bit withdrawn, but I never know how much of my personal life to share and put out here on the internet for the whole world to see. But if this, you know, my sister was telling me today, she's lost a lot of weight naturally, and she's changing her body through exercise, and so she posts a lot on Facebook. And she said if it helps somebody, then it's worth it to her, and she likes helping. Excuse me. Um, sorry about that. So I like helping. Um, I like helping people too. I really do. So if it takes sharing my story to help somebody else, I really want to do that. But you guys just know that it's hard for me. And I always say, you know, I want the comments out of peace, love, respect, encouragement. um, because it's nobody harder on me than I am on myself. Um, yeah, a little sensitive. Okay, I can be a little sensitive. So I just hope that this helps encourage somebody. Feel free to email me. I'd love to hear from you guys. Ask me questions, share your stories, you know, and we'll just support each other in this journey. Love you guys. Until next time, Lisa.